Faith is the unwavering trust in something unseen, a conviction that provides strength when evidence is scarce and the path is dark. Across history, epic examples of faith are not stories of ease, but tales of extraordinary resilience against overwhelming trials. Keeping faith through such crucibles doesn't just lead to survival. It forges character, clarifies purpose, and can transform the world. Epic examples of faith. These stories showcase faith not as a passive belief, but as an active world-shaping force. Harriet Tubman, Faith as Liberation, nicknamed Moses. Harriet Tubman's faith was the driving force behind the Underground Railroad. Guided by what she described as divine premonitions and visions from God, she navigated treacherous terrain and outsmarted slave catchers on approximately 13 missions to rescue around 70 enslaved people. Her faith wasn't a comfort, it was a compass. She trusted in a higher purpose that compelled her to risk her life repeatedly, believing she was an instrument of God's will to lead her people to freedom. Her unwavering conviction gave her the courage to become one of history's greatest liberators. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Faith as Resistance. In the face of the Nazi regime's rise, German pastor and theologian Dietrich Bonhoeffer's faith demanded action. While many churches capitulated or remained silent, Bonhoeffer's conscience, rooted in his profound Christian faith, led him to become a key figure in the resistance. He argued for costly grace over cheap grace, meaning faith required discipleship and sacrifice. This conviction ultimately led to his involvement in a plot against Hitler, his imprisonment, and his execution just days before the war's end. His faith was not a means of escape, but the moral foundation for confronting profound evil, even at the cost of his own life. The 40 Martyrs of Sebaste, Faith as Endurance. This is a stark tale of collective conviction. In 320 AD, 40 Roman soldiers in the Legio XII Fulminata, armed with lightning, professed their Christian faith, defying an imperial order to renounce it. As punishment, they were stripped and forced to stand naked on a frozen lake in the dead of winter. A warm bathhouse was set up on the shore to tempt them to recant. One soldier gave in, but as he entered the warmth, he died of shock. According to the legend, one of the guards, inspired by the martyr's endurance and a vision of angels descending, stripped off his own armor, proclaimed himself a Christian, and joined the remaining 39 on the ice, restoring their number. Their story became a powerful symbol of unshakable group faith against agonizing pressure. Job, Faith as Unquestioning Trust. The biblical story of Job is the archetypal narrative of faith tested to its absolute limit. A righteous and prosperous man, Job loses his children, his wealth, and his health in a series of catastrophic events. His friends argue that he must have sinned to deserve such punishment, but Job maintains his innocence. Though he cries out in agony and questions God's justice, he never renounces his faith. The epic of Job is about trusting in divine wisdom even when it is incomprehensible and suffering seems utterly meaningless. The results of keeping faith through trials, maintaining faith in the crucible of suffering, yields profound psychological and spiritual results. It's a transformative process that reshapes a person from the inside out. Forging of resilience and character. Faith provides a framework of meaning that prevents suffering from feeling random and chaotic. As the Bible states, suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Romans 5:3-4. Trials act as a spiritual forge, burning away the trivial and strengthening the core of one's being. The struggle itself becomes a defining part of a person's story, building a resilience that cannot be achieved through ease. Development of a deeper purpose. In the absence of worldly comforts and success, faith forces an individual to connect with a deeper sense of purpose. For figures like Tubman and Bonhoeffer, their trials clarified their life's mission. Suffering strips away the superficial ambitions of the ego, leaving behind a powerful, unwavering conviction about what truly matters. This often manifests as a desire to serve others and alleviate the suffering of the world. Post-traumatic growth. Modern psychology has identified a phenomenon known as post-traumatic growth, where individuals who face significant trauma report positive psychological changes. Faith is often a key catalyst in this process. By finding meaning in their suffering, people can experience enhanced personal strength, a greater appreciation for life, improved relationships, and a deeper spiritual life. They don't just bounce back. They bounce forward, becoming more than they were before the trial. Transcendence and inner peace. Ultimately, keeping faith through trials can lead to a state of transcendence, the ability to find peace and hope even when external circumstances are dire. This is the peace that comes from detaching one's well-being from the unpredictable nature of the world and anchoring it to an unshakable internal conviction. It's the ability of Job to bless God amidst his ruin, the resolve of the martyrs on the ice, and the quiet certainty that guided Harriet Tubman through the dark.